third year, you enter into the fourth year, irrespective of your backlogs or any queries or the doubt. Whatever doubt you have about the declaration of the result, that you can communicate to Dr. Vishal sir. He will guide you. But one thing is very clear, as per the government of Maharashtra's guideline as well as DPATU's guidelines, all students enter into the higher classes. So this is one important thing. Next is Dr. Takle sir has given guidelines about how the academics will start, how you should use the Google Classroom and other things. And by that we'll start our academics. We don't know what would happen about the COVID, when face-to-face that interaction will start or when lectures will start. There is ambiguity, but we are planning to start at the earliest. So we have initiated the digital lecture teaching learning from the 17th, and we are hoping that soon we'll start our academics through the classroom also. Next, Chowgule sir, that is student dean, he has very nicely elaborated what you need to do other than the academics, and that other component is very important, and we call it as a holistic development. Academics is must, but in addition to academics, you need to focus towards yoga, health, and how to take the foods, nutrition. So many things he has narrated during his presentation, during his views. So that you need to keep in the mind, and accordingly we should prepare. And always such a situation, this is COVID and any worse situation, natural calamities, we should take this as opportunities and we should proceed. And next is about the Kupade sir, that is Industry Institute coordinator, that is SAIL. Through that also he is trying his level best to bring student or the bridge the gap between institute as well as industry, and we need to focus towards that activity. Then and then only, unless and until we reduce that gap, no doubt we are learning so many things from the first semester to the 8th semester. Around 40 subjects we are learning from our domain, that is from mechanical, electrical, civil, and whatever knowledge we are acquiring, that wisely we should utilize. Then and then only we'll get placement, a good placement opportunity, or you will get good packages. So with this, again, I hope you are enjoying this your COVID situations. You are taking utmost care about all this your safety guidelines, hygienic guidelines given by the government of Maharashtra as well as the government of India. Today, I would like to talk something different than the regular. I would like to bring to your notice what are the different options available as far as the placements are concerned, and where we are getting problems. Why it is not possible for us to grab these opportunities. That just will touch upon all these your points. And my outline, the presentation or the talk would be like this. I will start from the industry expectations from engineers. So this is, I attended one webinar of Dr. Punia, who is the vice chairman of AICTE. During COVID itself, he gave good talk on this expectations of this engineers, or the expectations of the employer through the engineer. So that I will elaborate. Next one is just I will focus, I'll put some light on the how that evaluation of the Indian manufacturing sector starts, when it has started and where we stand now and what we need to do. Then I will focus towards the service sector. Earlier what happens, only for the economic development, manufacturing was the main criteria or the main component which was contributing to the economic development. But because of this LPG, that is liberalization, privatization, as well as the globalization, India started contributing towards the service sector. So that if you consider the different components of the GDP, service sector itself contribute more than the 50%, and the manufacturing is only 17%. And we being as all engineers from the different branches, and we want to grab the jobs in the manufacturing industry. So now we need to orient ourselves where the opportunities are more, because the service sector, it doesn't mean that it consists of IT, ITES. It has some other parameters also, other components also, that also we'll see through this service sector and how it has evaluated in India. Next, we'll see about the industry all over India, or how the industries are being classified. That also we'll see. Then we'll see about the Indian IT sector, because major all the placements are available with the IT sector. So that we'll see. After that, we'll focus on this new technology. What are the new emerging technologies are coming, and we as the student or we as the institute need to impart this technology to all the students, so that you will be equipped with the latest technology. and then you can grab the jobs. That all the details about what the new technology and expectation from the employees, that everything I'll talk on this new technology. Then always it is told that there is no scope for the telecommunication sector as a separate, as a core, as a telecommunication. There I found some areas where our telecommunication, that is electronics and telecommunication students can grab the opportunities. That also we'll see. Then after that is this government central CPU as well as a CPE, public sector undertaking, or we call it as an enterprise public sector. So there is also huge opportunities, but they need that their criteria are entirely different. That also we'll see. Next is about the real estate. This is specially focused for the civil engineering. What are the options? How much is the potential for the real estate? That also we'll see. And then another different areas where we never think about that we should, as an engineer, will get opportunities in this sector. So that sector is consumer durable sector, and another one is fast moving consumer goods. So these two sectors, what I feel, these are unattended by all the engineering fraternity. So we should focus towards that. And after this discussion, we'll think about, instead of going asking for the job, why not to start our own MSME? So that also we'll see how to go for the MSME. And last is about the sector skill council. What are the different sector skill council? And if you visit the particular, there are around 38 sector skill councils established under government of India. So these these skill councils focuses toward the different areas. That also you will come to know. And finally, we'll think about what is the solution way forward to reach our desired goal. So this is what I wish to interact with you or pass from my end to you. It is impossible to interact because of this is the webinar kind. But if you have any doubt, any query, you can put in the chat box. At the end, we'll try to resolve all your queries. Okay. Now this is about the industry observations, and this is noted by Dr. Punia, who is the Vice Chairman of AICTE. What he says. So there is a lack of fundamental knowledge of terminology, concept, principles in their own discipline. What happens? You are getting good score or a good grade point, but in spite of that, sometimes when we ask to calculate, convert one to other unit, or define these basic things, or what is the concept of this, it is very difficult for you people to explain, or all these are basic terminology. So here it is always essential that we should focus more towards all these your basic subjects from our domain. That is subjects at the first year as well as the second year. First year are all general subjects, but they are very much vital as far as if you progress in the further semesters. And even the second year subjects, all the second year subjects are the basic for that particular branch. And as we proceed to the higher that semesters, then slowly we are moving towards the advanced as well as elective, interdisciplinary, open kind of the subject. So the second year subjects plays vital role for all throughout your life, as well as to get good opportunity. So there we'll try to work out on this, and we'll develop this fundamental knowledge and other things. Next is lack of knowledge of current development in the discipline and technology. We never think about what is happening in electronics and telecommunication, what is happening in electrical department. So at national level as well as the global level, that we should focus. And nowadays, because of all the digital platforms, anytime you can click anything and you will get all the information up to date. What today happening all over the globe, that also will come to know. So that we should be ready, we should be equipped with the current developments happening in our particular discipline. That is very, very important. So that we need to do. Next one is the practical skills. Whenever we go for the laboratories for the practical, the batch may be of 10, maybe of 5. Out of that 5 or 10, only few are doing that actually hands-on work or the practicals, and others are the copying. So when you copy, you will get no doubt the marks, but you won't get the hands-on skill. So the practicals are very, very important. And at the end of all these your courses, our graduation, we take from mechanical or electrical, we should be in position to dismantle, assemble, and all such kinds of the work. So that we need to practice, we need to focus more. Next is unable to read engineering drawing. Otherwise it is called as a drawing is the language of engineers. And it is it is essential for the mechanical, electrical and civil peoples. Even nowadays for the electronics also, they need to understand the PCB drawings and other things. So there we should focus. And for the computer, this meaning it is instead of that the flow diagram. He or she should be in position to understand, draw the flow diagram and the linkages. So there we should practice, and whatever we are teaching, learning from the institute, and whatever the drawings available in the industry, there is a gap. So that gap we need to reduce by acquiring additional knowledge or visiting that drawings. Now, lack of analytical ability, willingness to learn. This is learning like it is in the OBE or in our NBA. Always it is called as a lifelong learning. So always you should willing to learn something. If sometimes teacher asks you to do this additional, sometimes you don't respond properly. So always we should learn something different related to that. That is very, very important. And you should develop the creativity. Always now during this your COVID also, only few students have developed some of the projects. These are the creative, but everybody has that knowledge. Whatever the knowledge acquired in electronics, whatever acquired at a mechanical, electrical, computer, everybody has that knowledge. But out of this 1,000, only 2-3 students could develop some product, and that could happen because of that their analytical ability, their willingness to learn something, or their creativity ideas. So that we need to develop. Another is lack of the positivity. It is very important. Always we are more materialistic. Always we think what I will get out of this, and that we should not think during this age, or what I believe we should not think never such a thing that what I will get if I do like this. So it should not be like this. Instead of that, we should start working hard. Automatically you will get returns out of this. And always another is all our engineering students prepare that the job should be white collar. I don't want to put my hands in the oil and other things, mud and other things. It should not happen. We being as engineers, technocrat, we should work hard. And this it is essential during initial period. One should do work at initial period, then and then only you can dictate the term to your subordinates. Otherwise, always you are in the dilemma because you are doubtful about your ability. And most of the students are preparing to ITES sector. So there always we feel that there is not jobs available at the core sector, because IT and all these your ITES related, there is good packages, other things. You can go roam around all over the globe. These are some of the dreams. Now it would change because of the COVID. Now people will again rethink about whether to go for the ITES or some core branches. So that is also very, very important. And the commitment about ourselves is very important. We should follow whatever commitment we give to whenever you go to the industry. That is very important. And stability. Whenever any student joins to any industry, always he is thinking about the switch over to other side. That's not good. If you join any industry, it may be very small or big, you should work there for minimum 2-3 years, some minimum period, and then only you can switch over. And then you'll get the opportunities or the recognition in the market. Otherwise, nobody will select if you do on switching from one to other. That's another point. Just next is industry expectation. Again, this slide has been shared by this Dr. Punia. Just I copied from his presentation. And even you can watch his video. It is available on the YouTube also. You can watch anytime. If you put this name, Dr. Punia Y. Chairman, AICT, you will get this video. And in this slide, I have copied that slide directly. So here, most of the point, Dr. This is Chowgule sir has put some points in that your figure actually. These are the same copied. Some point he has covered actually. And this is what expectations from the students, or they call it as attributes that employer look for. Always that employee or the those will join to the industry, he should follow the time management. That means he should have that total. So throughout the day, how he will work, how much time he will put for the study, how much for the exercise, how much for the meditation. Like this, he should prepare for the industry also. He should have that positive attitude. He should be very tolerant. Sometimes it is very difficult for some people, something happen. He should be hardworking in nature. He should be trustworthy. I will read some of the important work in team. Most of the time what happens now, the theme has changed. That is always all the students are working in the small groups of the project. So every student should contribute to that project. So for this point in the mind, that for the last year, the project is for the group, small group, it may be 3, 4, 5 students, and the main intention of forming this group is you should have the ability to work in coordination with the other students. That is very important. The confidence is also important. Self motivation, always he should be self motivated. He should have that skill of the ICT. So that is very, very important. Working with others is, this is similar to working with team. Management skill, sometimes suppose some assignment is given, so he should have that management skill. He should be in position. Organization skills, qualification, that means always he should try to improve his qualification. Presentation skill, so he should be in position to prepare good PPTs. He should prepare in good, nice way that this PPTs. And even what happens, what I feel, whether our students are capable of doing good PPTs or using this MS Office, that is using to the fullest extent that word of, that is words as well as a PPT and Excel. These three are very, very important. And in most of the places, you need to use this, all these things. So no doubt you are using this MS Office, but nobody is using to that fullest extent. That is, Excel has a capability of do any kind of, even you can prepare the programs on the Excel. If you refer some of the books, I saw in the heat transfer book that for the last page, that appendix, they use Excel to calculate, to solve the heat transfer problems. So like that, this is presentation skill that comes under that point. Listening skills, in most of the time you should be perfect listener, and the leader who listen first, then and then only he can become the leader. So you should be very friendly. Another one is the communication skill. It is verbal as well as writing. In communications. So for that, what earlier the dean suggested, you should follow, you should join some MOOC courses, NPTEL courses, or there are so many this your YouTube videos. So we should practice. And for the communication or for the spoken English, that with by only referring book or the reading book you can't develop. For that, you must practice without any hesitation. The drill is very important. You should open the book and loudly you should use that word or the pronunciation, and then only it is possible. So I will share this PPT also, so that you can go through all these points, that is attributes which are required by the engineers, and accordingly will develop. Now next important, we'll move towards the manufacturing sector of India, that is Indian manufacturing sector. In most of the types or the during presentation, always we say that industrial revolution took place. Now we are at industry 4.0. When it has started, industry 1, industry 2, industry 3, and industry 4. And if you want to map that world's industrial revolution with India, then you will realize we are nowhere. We are nowhere. The industrial development, manufacturing process is different than what had happened at all over the globe or the world. So here you can see this. Here we were very good in pre-independence. We were very good in the pre-independence in the manufacturing sector. The most of the products were handicrafts, because at that time no steam, no light or electricity or any kinds of the primers you can't use. Only you can use the human power or the animal power. So everything was doing with the handicrafts, and were exported in large numbers before British era. This is very important. That means in India has started. Already we had exported all these handicrafts to the globe, but now the situation has different. Now even here another one is, before the independence, Tata Group has started, that is by the Jamsetji Tata in 1868. And this is one of the good industrial group which are good in manufacturing, and they are doing diversified business, and that too with the ethics. So this is one that I want to highlight. It happens before the independence. Now industry 1.04, it was started in 1784, when the steam was evolved. That is, the person could start produce a steam, and with the help of the steam they can run, or they develop the mechanization, and by that they run the different machines on this a steam engine. But our situation is different now post independence, that is from 1948 to 91, because purposely this 91 is taken, this is before the LPG. So here the focus of Indian government on basic and heavy industries, because post the independence, that is nowhere, nobody was ready to start the manufacturing at the private sector. So government of India has decided to start the manufacturing, because they realize this is the area by which we can improve our economy, and that would contribute to the GDP, that is global gross domestic product. And here it is this is heavy industry has started, and post independence government of India started the 5-year plan. So every 5-year plan they have started to establish number of the heavy industries, and still today that industries are there. Those we call as a central public undertaking or the enterprises. So with your company has started iron and steel, heavy engineering, lignite project, fertilizer, so many things they have started. And once that heavy industry has established and started, again government has shifted its focus towards the agriculture end. And because of that agriculture activity, because government Jai Jawan Jai Kisan kind of the slogan started, and government again it's focused their shift from the industry towards the agriculture. And because of that, now license Raj has started. You can discuss this issue with your fathers or the forefathers. Earlier, if you want to purchase any automobile vehicle, you need to wait for the 10 years, 5 years. If you have to book for the Priya or the other vehicles, and that was called as a license Raj. Even earlier, you won't purchase the cement in the open market. For that also, you have to apply to the government, and through the procedure, through the license, you could purchase this type of the product. So they call it as a license Raj. Then next era started, it is a post 1991, when Honorable this Manmohan Singh becomes the finance minister. He was earlier the Reserve Bank chairman and other thing, governor of the Reserve Bank. So here he has taken the bold decisions under the able leadership of this your PV Narasimha Rao, and they signed the GATT agreement. And that we call it as a LPG, that is the liberalization, privatization, and the globalization. And because of this your agreement, because of this your liberalization, privatization, and the globalization, all over the world market becomes open. All over world, the country has no any border. Anybody can come to the India, or Indian people can go outside and they can import, export. That activity has begun. And during this period, that is MSME has started. This is called as a micro, small, medium enterprises, and above this is the large enterprises or the heavy enterprises. So this from 1991, government has started give push to this such types of the industries, and by that the employment begins from the 1991. But because of the open market, because of this your liberalization as well as the privatization, again it has impacted on our this total economy or the quality of the product, because outside the products quality were far better than our product, so it has affected a lot. And at present, again the government, this present government is doing differently to different activities, that is Make in India and some other kind of the activities, and we are trying hard to bring this manufacturing sector at the top level. At present, the contribution of the manufacturing sector is only 17% to the GDP of your government of India. And government is planning to bring that contribution up to 25% to the GDP, that is a gross domestic product. So this is about the evaluation of the Indian manufacturing. And here you can see the industry 3, it has started in 1980. Industry 4, just recently it has launched. That buzzword comes from the 2016, and we are thinking about to directly switch over to the industry 4, where everything will be connected to the internet. It is called as a internet industrial IoT kind of the things also it is called as a. So everything would be connected to the internet, and the data could be shared, and everything will be operated remotely. So this is industry 4. Now we'll say what are the different area come under the manufacturing, because this is very important, which contributes around 17% to the GDP. No doubt all these points, sectors are not applicable directly to the engineering, but one thing is sure, suppose even it is the food product industry, there also we need this engineers. The count might be very small, that is for food product engineering, but there you need the mechanical, there you need the chemical engineer, there you need the electrical engineer, there you need the electronics and telecommunication, computer. So this is your beverage, tobacco, textile, wearing apparels, leather related, wood, different types of wood related, the furnitures, paper and paper products. This is also another industry. Printing, reproduction, that is one of the that monograph is one of the big industry that we can take, where we'll get opportunities. Coke and refinery petroleum, chemical products. Even there also mechanical student will get opportunity. Pharmaceuticals is there, rubber, plastic, non-metallic, basic metals. Now this is fabricated metal products except machinery and equipment. So this is where we will get opportunities. We'll see what are the again different categories at the industry come under this. Computer, electronic and optical products. So all these come under this single banner, that is manufacturing, which contributes at present as a 17% to the GDP. This is electrical equipments, machinery and equipments, motor vehicles, other transport, repair, installation, machinery, other manufacturing, which includes jewelry, related article. That means this is a very big sub-sector under this manufacturing. So we need to tap each and every area where at least 1 or 2 students every year we can recruit at this particular level. Accordingly, we should equip our student what knowledge or what quality, what skills they need for this particular industry. And at least at this all this every industry, our student will work as the maintenance engineer. Maintenance for the mechanical, maintenance for the electrical, maintenance for the computer related, IT related, maintenance for the electronics. Like that, from every department, our student will get opportunity at least as a maintenance engineer or as a production engineer. So that we need to consider. Now, notable trends in Indian manufacturing. Why government is planning to bring from 17% to the 25%? That these are some of the points here I would like to highlight. So pillars for the economic growth. Now government aims to achieve 25% of GDP share and 100 million new jobs in sector by 2022. Now even because of the COVID, it might affect. But government is pushing in a big way to come up all these enterprises, all this manufacturing sector, so that the placement or the recruitment would be there. Once the recruitment would be there, the economy will improve, and indirectly the taxation and other benefits they will get. So this is what very, very important. And another important is this organized manufacturing is the biggest private sector employer in India, because earlier government has started only heavy industries that we call as a central public undertaking or public enterprises. After that, government has stopped starting such enterprises, and the focus has shifted to the private sector. So the major is the private sector, and overall more than 30 million people are employed in this sector. This is very, very important that this sector is contributing, giving opportunities to all the human resource. This 30 million consists of all categories, starting from art, science, commerce, from the class 4 to all the class 1 officers. Now, potential to become a global hub. So India's manufacturing industry already is moving in the direction of Industry 4. So India is trying to equip with all this whatever is required to bring to the Industry 4 level. So it is being done, and even companies are working hard to do that R&D activities here. Large international industrial producers such as Cummins and Abbott already have manufacturing based in the country. Because of the cheap human resource as well as the infrastructure, all the different companies are also coming. And even post-COVID, what had happened, this I came to know during the interaction with the CIA, with the Sadhguruji and other things. Around 300 manufacturing companies are based at China. And now they want to shift all this company from China to some other countries. And for them, India is the best place as far as the human resource as well as the infrastructure is concerned. So there are the possibilities out of this 300 big manufacturing companies. Some of companies will come to India, and by that the opportunities will increase. And so this is what the potential for the global hub for this also. And competitiveness is also this, because we are producing, that is India is producing good number of the human resources at the diploma, degree, ITI. So this is the advantages for them also. Now, another one is the service sector, which is contributing around 53% to the GDP. So this service sector is again divided. Subsector is number of are there, and major contributor is IT and ITES. So here trade, repair, hotel, restaurant, transport, storage, finance services. This is one of the big one. Real estate ownership, public administration, railway, road transport, air transport. This trade, repair, and hotels and restaurant. So everywhere here also some opportunities are there for the engineering students. They can develop some small programs, apps, they can provide to them. They can work as the maintenance engineer. That they can start as a service industry under the MSME categories, and they can support all these your categories. So this sector is contributing around the 53%. Now this will give you idea about the performance of India's service sector. These are some of the indicators. So here, if you see the IT, this business process management, or we call it as a BPO. So they are doing well, and here you can see the comparison of this. So this is export is in terms of the if I compare, go to the 18-19, it is around 136 US billion dollar. So this much is export. Now aviation is also there, telecom is also doing well, tourism is also another is there, shipping and ports. So our focus should be there to the IT, BPO or BPM, and aviation also. There also we can contribute. Telecom industry is there, and for the tourism, shipping, this shipping also there are some opportunities, and ports also. Now they are developing good the ports also, some more capacity. So there are some opportunities for our students, those who can think of other than our regular industries. So these are some of the companies. So banking and financial services, the Muthoot Finance, Kotak, HDFC, everywhere nowadays the computer engineers are being recruited through their procedures. Tourism and hospitality, Make My Trip, Taj, all this also they need engineers. Telecommunication, they need healthcare, IT and ITES. So Infosys, Tata Concept, Wipro, there is a big list for this. Again, it has been categorized into 3 types. Aviation services also, there also they need mechanical, electrical, electronics, computer engineers they require. So accordingly, we need to grab that opportunities. We need to provide the skills required for the particular job, and on that basis also they can grab these opportunities. Now services, what are the key drivers of economic growth? Now see here, this is here that figure, exact figure is that service sector of India remains the engine of growth for India's economy and contributes 54.17% of India's gross value added at current price. So 18-19, and today that last it is around 53%, slightly it varies here and there. Current price sector is around it per year it grows like this, means 12% the growth is there. Around 31.45% of India's employed population was working in the service sector. Now again, this is around 130 crores of the population, around 30% of the population working in the service sector. So that comes from the different categories. And net export estimates from this to this is a very big number. This is now global technological hub. Large pool of skilled IT manpower has made India into global outsourcing hub. That means industries those are situated outside, they are outsourcing the IT work from the India. It is happening because of the cheap labor or the low cost. They are calculating on the basis of the per day cost or the per hour cost of the IT person. So that is again advantages, and it is now command as a 55% share in the global market. That is Indian IT person, that is human resource. It is around the 55%. Now further, India is the digital capabilities hub of the world with the presence 75% of the global digital talent. That is digital skills which is required as per this your NASSCOM, that we'll discuss further. But at present, around the 75% of the human resources are equipped with all this your digital capability or the skills required. And attractive ecosystem, that is government of India as well as all the state governments are providing required infrastructure ecosystem so that they can start this IT industry in India as well as at the different places. Now we'll move to this major about the engineering sector, that is heavy engineering. Now what come under the heavy engineering? Then we'll go to the light engineering. Now under this your heavy engineering, the machinery and the capital goods, these are the 2 major components under the heavy engineering. So these machinery categories, the industries are manufacturing machines required for the different applications or the different sector. So some industries are manufacturing textile machines, some are manufacturing machines required for the cement industries, some are manufacturing for the machines required for the plastic and process industries, steel plant, rubber, earth movers, mining. So here this green highlighted these are the major contributor for this engineering sector that come under the heavy industries. So we need to grab the opportunities in the bigger industry. In addition, these industries are manufacturing only around 30% of the component at their place. and remaining 70% they are outsourcing from throughout the India as well as the globe, wherever they got the at the cheapest rate. So that we need to focus towards that area also, where we'll get opportunity either directly in this particular industry or at the ancillary. And under the capital, these are the another the equipments which are supporting for the manufacturing. For example, boiler, transformer, conductors, turbine generators, switch gear, waste water repellent treatment, it come under for the civil, and process plant equipment, heat exchanger. So these here also most of the specialization will get opportunities in different types of the industries. So that kind of the skills that we need to acquire through this your education. And here business also they have given around the 6.7 billion US dollar. This much is possible with this your heavy industry. Now, similar to the heavy, now another one is the light industry. Now, under the light industry, that is the industrial consumables comes here. That is welding equipment and consumables. Huge number of the welding equipments as well as these your consumables are required in the mechanical industries. Huge number of the fasteners are required. So there are some special industries, those who are doing only the fasteners work. And even we can think of starting some small scale industry as far as this your fastener, welding equipment. So at our place also, that also we need to think on that, casting and forging and abrasives. This it is about the industrial consumables and components and devices. Now roller bearings are there. Number of the bearings are required for the number of application. Gears are there. Pipes and tubes are there. And equipment is process control equipment. So here under this your light engineering, this fasteners as well as the casting and forging, where these are the main prominent for this your light engineering. No doubt others are also required, but these are major contributor. Now next is another industry is the machine tool industry. This is the industry which supplies machines for the different applications. So this machine tool industry supplies for the shaping of metal, metal cutting, metal forming, tool selecting methods, conventional CNC kind, usage, metal forming and special purpose. Now earlier there was the dominance of the mechanical. Now because of the mechatronics, because of this robotics and other branch students can also will get opportunities in this. Those who have electronics with some other additional knowledge, with some computer with this knowledge, because for the CNC and other things, they need the computer people for such industries. So we need to equip our student to grab such opportunities. So this is about the machine tool industries. Now this is, it is not I think visible. So here the lists are also available, machine and locations, what are the different machine industries. So I will. Now this map shows that is Indian machine tool industry. It is situated in major is Maharashtra. You can see for the Maharashtra, Karnataka and Gujarat. So here we need to tap these opportunities. These machine tools are majorly manufactured in two, three states itself. So here we can tap, we'll get the opportunities for this. Now this is the name of the industries, those who are manufacturing machine tool. That HMT is there, Lakshmi Machine is there, Premier is there, IMP is there, address and their business, their contribution, everything is tabulated. Now another one is the textile machinery sector. Even if you see the map of India, so the major is from Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, like this your Tamil Nadu. Here you will find this your the manufacturing companies are situated, located. So we need to tap these textile machinery industries also, because Ichalganji is the Manchester for the textile. So where we can work for the maintenance, and even we can grab these industries are there. So again, the machine part and other things which required for the textile. Now material handling equipment. Nowadays, the size of the all this your machine infrastructure, it is changing. And because of that, we need the material handling equipment, and we want to reduce the load from the operators. We want to work with the minimum operators. So this is another area where we will get opportunities. That is material handling equipment sector. Again, under this your material handling equipment sector, the major is warehouse equipments, conveyors, and the cranes. Wherever you go to any industry, even suppose if you go to all the sugar factories, then you will find they need all the types of the equipments. Even any heavy industries, bigger industries, you need all the such types of the equipments. Now we need to tap the industries where these are being manufactured. But here all these material handling equipments are situated in the Chennai itself. In India, the city of Chennai is emerging as a A key market due to significant increase in the number of warehouse and container freight stations in and around the city. So that also some student we can try for that, or here also that is we will ask student to go for the marketings to start this own business under MSME as a distributorship, dealership, and like that we will promote our students to go for the entrepreneurship or the business. Now this is again the list, but now next we'll go to the heavy engineering under the capital goods, that is the boiler manufacturing. Now wherever the process industry is there, everywhere the boiler is essential. Now even if you take the example of the Ichalganji, around 350 boilers are situated working in the Ichalganji, starting from the 2 ton to the 5 to 7 tons. So such huge potential is there. Even if you go to the any textile, that sugar factory, you will get you need the boilers. That too, in nowadays sugar factory, because of the co-generations, requirement of the boiler people, that is human resource in the boiler, has increased. Even if you can go to any other process industries, there you will get the requirement. And this is the list of the manufacturers of the boiler. Again, they are situated in the Maharashtra. This we can see. So we should focus as a mechanical student, as an electrical student, towards this or boiler manufacturing. And even electronic students can contribute to the boiler, because nowadays automation has come, that VFD and automatic controls required for the boilers. So these students can contribute towards this business or towards to grab the jobs in such a businesses. Now this is the boiler. Now for the boilers. Now these are the different companies of the boilers where we can focus. BHL is there, L&T is there, Thermax is there at Pune, and this is BGR and Bharat Forge. So good number of the companies are situated in Maharashtra as well as in India. So we should focus towards this sort of boiler industry also. Now next one is about the turbine and generator manufacturers. Now we need, most of the industries nowadays, they require turbines as well as the generators. Now everybody is going for the renewable kind also. Wherever possible, they can use the turbines and they can prepare. Or when those who want to go for the captive generations, there they need turbines as well as generators. And if you compare all these sugar factories, they have the co-generation plant. Even other industries are also thinking to go for the captive generation. That means whatever electricity they need for that particular industry, they can generate at their place with the available fuels. So that also has come in place. So this is your turbine as well as generator. So these big industries are there, and those who are major contributing towards the renewable energy. And even if you see the map here, you will find in Maharashtra as well as Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. Here you will, that means these are, Maharashtra is one of the prominent state. Almost all industries are situated in the Maharashtra. So we are observing most of the migration took place to the Maharashtra, and we can treat this as a very developed stage as far as the industry is concerned. So here we should focus now, because of the COVID, now migration, that migrant won't come back to this. And so we should focus our student, we should orient our student towards this place. So this is another area, turbine and generator. Major, even we can ask electrical student, mechanical student, electronics to focus this area. Now next one is the transformer. Now transformer is also, it is a big industry. At our place also we have transformer, that is a stream capacitor, or somewhere transformer industries are there. So this we can tap these opportunities, and everywhere for our college we have one transformer. Like that, every building, that is building of the residential complex, they need the transformer. So we need to equip our electrical student major to focus these industries. So there are again two types of the transformer: power transformer and distribution transformer. So what transformer we have, it is a kind of come under the distribution, and other are the power transformers. So here the key players and everything is given in this table. So now here for the power transformers, larger as well as the medium, the Crompton 3 is there, BHL is there, EMO is there, Vijay, Bharat Bijli area. So this we need to tap the opportunities. Now even for the distribution transformer, this is again Crompton is there, Voltamp is there, Averni is there, Kirloskar Electricals, ABB. So these industries we need to identify, we need to check their requirements, and on that basis we need to prepare our students. And in addition, student Also, they need to refer all the website, and accordingly they should ask us to give this kind of the skills, so that we'll try for the such types of the industries. Now this is a transformer, again the list and detail address with address it is there. Now next one is for the electrical, it is switch gear and the control gears. Nowadays, because of this automation, because of the more focus on this all the electric distribution as well as transmission as well as safety, everywhere this your switch gear as well as control gears are essential. So what are the different industries which are providing this your switch gear as well as control gear? So that list is also given. Again, it is L&T is there, Schneider is there, Siemens is there, ABB, Havel, Legend. So we need to focus these companies also. Initially it might be difficult to get immediately jobs for our students, but we should prepare our student, all the electrical student, and even we can shift some of the electronic student towards this switch gear as well as control, and by that they will get these opportunities in a good multinational companies. Now, in addition, another capital good comes as a conductors. Conductor has a very big business all over the India as well as the globe. So many companies are exporting these conductors to this. So again, there are different types of the conductors, and the big companies are there. So we should focus our attention towards these industries also. Even suppose if student won't get job in that particular industry, we'll motivate our student to go further. Now here the sizing of the conductor plays a consultancy role. Nowadays, suppose any industry want to construct, go for the electrical appliances or the bigger industry, they need to design the electrical system. Their role of the conductor plays very important, because the size of the conductor entirely depends on that consultant or the calculations that need to be done. So here there is a big industry for these conductors. So this list is, I think it is not visible, but so many companies are there, those who are producing this. Now next one is the casting and forging. Now because of the environment, the Kolhapur has become a that is foundry hub, casting as well as major is the casting and less is the forging. So for the mechanical student, we should divert them, orient them towards this your casting as well as forging. Here student or engineering student don't want to do the jobs in these such types of the foundries, because they have to work near to the furnace and other things. So that we need to motivate them to do such jobs, or they can think of starting their own business, small casting as well as forging. So this is also very big business or the industry. And here because of the environment, casting will increase, casting foundry industry will increase at our side. So that also we need to focus. Every year we should identify each and every industry category, 1, 2, 3. Some students every year should go and join that particular, and once they get some job experience, they can go for the self-employment or to become an entrepreneur. Now next one is in the same category, that is forging components. So many components are manufactured by the forging, so that are required for the automobile, agriculture, oil and gas, railway, aerospace, defense, other. So this forging, that is similar to the casting, that is foundry. Forging industries also there, huge opportunities are there, that we need to tap opportunities in this particular forging industries. So now next is about this consumables. So this is again the list for the market segment of casting as well as the forging consumables. Now next important is the fasteners. So high tensile fastener, mild steel fasteners, now nuts, screw, bolt, even such a small industries can be started at our place. Only here the mass production is required. Unless and until you produce in the mass production, you can't sell all these your nut bolts kind in the market. But that can be produced at a competitive rate at our place also. Only you need 1, 2, 3 machines are there, and they are versatile kind of the machines. So the same machine you can have different types of products. So that also you can think or try, or will motivate our student orient to go for such an industry also. So this is the list for the fastener and other things. Now another one is, this is special area for the mechanical as well as the electrical students can go, even civil can think on this one, that is a pumps. Pumps are required everywhere whenever you want to pass the fluid, any fluid, it may be water, it may be oil, it may be something different, effluent and other things. So this your pump manufacturing plays very important role, and even life cycle of the pump is important. That is 3 to 5 years is the life of the pump. So the pumps are required in power generation, water treatment, oil, gas, chemical, metal, pharmaceuticals. So everywhere it is that there is a requirement of the pump. So you can join, or will ask student to join that particular industry, or will make them available such industry, or will ask them to go for the maintenance of this your pumps. Maintenance is very important. Even marketing of such a pump is not so easy, because to calculate the or the select the proper size of the pump for the particular head as well as the discharge, it becomes very tough. That we need to understand that different types of the curves are there, optimization is there. So this, if we prepare our student for the marketing of such a component also, they can earn like anything with a minimum period of the time. So there are different types of the pumps. So this is about the centrifugal. Now next, these are the companies, those who are manufacturing pumps in the big way. BHEL is there, BPNCL is there, that is Bharat Pump and Compressor. Kirloskar Brother is there, WPL is there. Now another one is the compressor. Every industry will find a compressor. Even if you go to the tire puncture shop, there you will find one compressor. So such number of the compressors are required at a number of the places. And because of the heavy input, that is power required to the compressor, there is a scope for the energy conservation. There is a scope for the audit of the compressors, and the marketing of the compressor is also big, and the maintenance. So there also we can ask, or we'll try for our students to go for such industries. That Atlas Copco is there, LG is there, Ingrosil is there, Pneumatic, Paras. So this is a big list of the companies, those who are manufacturing compressors, and they also need good human resource, those who will work in the industry as well as for the marketing. Now another area is under this come under all light engineering, that is under equipment is electric motors. Now electric motors also, the huge number of the motors are used in each and every industry, because it is a prime mover. Whenever you want to convert one form of the energy into another, you need the motors, and motors are the major consuming electricity in the industry. So nowadays there is innovation taking place in the manufacturing of the motor. There are different types of the motor companies are coming, emerging in Indian market from the foreign. So that this also we need to tap this. And another one is the selection of motor is also important, and the maintenance of the motor. So this is the list of the companies, those who are manufacturing. This is Marathon, Kirloskar, Hindustan, NBE, Lakshmi Hydraulic, and such big list of companies there. So we need to tap these opportunities also. Electric. So now next one is equipment valves. Valves are also required in a big number for the industries. Wherever you want to stop and start any fluid flow, you need a different types of the valves. So there are different industries, those who are specifically manufacturing the valves. Even nearby our industries are supplying some component to this your valve. So these companies are also, we need to take follow-ups for this, and by that we'll get some recruitments to this. Okay. Thank you, Avis. I'll make it fast now, because now next one is, this is important, is Indian IT sector. So Indian IT sector. Hello.
Yes, sir. Carry on.
Yes, I will try to complete it faster. But so many other points are also there. Just I want to touch upon this. Yes. Now this is, now we'll see how the when the Indian IT sector, that is how it has evolved here. Now pre 1995 only, that is around by 90, US based companies began to outsource work on low cost and skilled talent pool. That means just started, they were outsourcing our the human resource, those who had completed this B computer, electrical, electronics, and they got a good opportunities. But post this your LPG, this is liberalization, privatization as well as globalization. Now with increased investment in R&D, India becomes a product development destination. That is, it happens because of that. Now next one is 2002-2005. Firm in India grew in terms of their size and scope of services offered, as more and more Western companies set up their base in the countries, because most of the Western companies comes and they have started their units in India with the Indian human resource. Instead of calling our human resource to there, they came here and they have started set up that industry here. Now during 5 to 16, that firm in India becomes a multinational companies with a delivery center across the globe. They have started marketing all over the globe. And India's IT sector is at an inflection point, moving from enterprise servicing to enterprise solutions. Earlier, it was only for the services. Now they have started developing the products, and it becomes a this enterprise solution for this. Now, this is India IT and BPM industry is expected to grow to 350 billions by 2025. So this is very important. That means how it will progress. Now just I will hurriedly go now. Now segments under the IT. IT, this is for the product and IT enabled services. Now it has again the 4 different component, that is IT services. So this is big and important is over 81% of revenue comes from the export market. That means we are exporting from India to different countries, and this is the we are giving services to them. And out of that, major is this your BFSI. That is banking, finance services, and insurance. So this is the major part in this IT. Now this is another one is the business process management, or this is which we call as outsourcing. This is another which contribute to the 20%. And software product and engineering services, it contribute around the 18%, and hardware it is around the 7 to 8%. Now this your IT sector is moving or spreading like anything. So we have to focus more towards this your IT as well as ITES sector, and we should focus computer students as well as electronics towards the IT, and remaining to the ITES sector enabled services kind. Now this is it is a large contributor to the Indian economy. India's IT industry contributed around 7.7% to the GDP, and is expected to contribute 10% of India's GDP by 2025. So government is planning hard, very hard to promote this for IT services so that our economy will improve, because government of India is planning for the $5 trillion economy. So for that, this IT has to contribute a lot. Accordingly, government is planning for that. So growth, I just now IT and ITES, these are distributed into this different type, that is small, emerging, medium, and large. So there are around 11 major companies, large companies, whose percentage of total export is 47 to 50%, and percentage of total employees also 35 to 38%. Now this is the category. Now we should move towards this larger side, larger as well as medium, with a maximum number of students. And as this major difference between the manufacturing industry and IT and ITES industry is that in manufacturing industry, no doubt they need more human resource, but percentage of engineers required are very less. It might be maximum 20% they need engineers. But if you go to IT and ITES, this is your distribution company, here percentage of engineers is more. That may be 50, 60, 70% of engineers required. So these companies are recruiting in thousands. That is not possible with our core industry, because they want person who will work at the shop floor. That is hands-on skill, or the labor category is more required for the manufacturing. So this is the major drawback of our core industry. So we should divert some of our students towards the IT as well as ITES distribution. Now this is important is about, as per this your NASSCOM, what are the new emerging technologies are coming, or that is this is expected. So number one is the cloud computing. Now expected potential from 20 to 30 is US 6.2 trillion global GDP impact. That means this should be a global impact, not only for the India, global GDP impact, it will contribute this much. Big data and analytical, it would be a 175 zettabytes of data created, 50% of which will be stored in public cloud. So it will go in big way. Now another one is the cyber security. It is also very important. That will go for the 6 trillion global. That means these figures give you how it will increase, at what scale it will increase by 30. So we should prepare, equip our student to that scale, so that they will get that opportunities. And this, they call it as a fundamental technologies, which are essential for each and every student. Minimum they should know all these things. And in addition to this, if they want to grab other opportunities, so advanced technology are the artificial intelligence, IoT is there, 3D printing is there, robotics, blockchain, and immersive media. So here we can divert most of those who are interested to work in this sector. Accordingly, we should equip them, we should train them, we should give some additional knowledge so that they can be employable to that particular industry. Nowadays, industry is expecting, that is all this your IT related, they don't want only employable, they want a deployable. That means once they recruit these students or the engineers, they should directly start work on the table. So accordingly, we should prepare them. So here again, that business total, it is also given because of the time constraint. I will skip this. Now again, in all over the globe, actually there are different companies or different agencies, those who have listed what are the major technologies or the emerging technologies beyond 2020. So this is one IDET DigiWork, this is World Economic Forum, and McKinsey Global Institute. So everywhere here, if you compare, here they are given AI as a first, here they are given at a last, here it is at a first. So like that, there is ambiguity about the which technology will be at the top, which would be at the second, third. It would happen like this. But everybody has listed the same technologies, so that we need to understand. Now see here, this AL comes to the around 9-10 number by our World Economic Forum. By this IDET as well as McKinsey, it is at a first. So these are the different technologies that we need to understand. Now even again, there are different industries. They have categorized this into foundational technology, advanced technology, and foundational in 5 to 10 years. What would happen? Here, this your NASSCOM has come. Everywhere that is a cloud technology, BDA, cyber security, AL, IoT, 3D printing, robotics, blockchain, and immersive media. So we should, that is as per the interest of the student, we should motivate them to develop the technologies so that they will get somewhere the advantages of such a technologies, and they can grab the opportunities. Now this will give idea about the how much is the requirement and what would happen even by 2030. So these are the emerging area, that is IoT, AL, BDA, cloud computing, 3D printing, and this much, this is installed talent by 2019, that is last year. This much is talent, and this total comes to be a 640K to 680K. Now here it is shown like this. For financial year 2019, the requirement, unmet requirement was this much. With this, all this your human resource, they could manage to provide the engineers up to between 640,000 to 680,000. Still, this much was unmet, and even it would happen by 2030. That means we should motivate students to go for these technologies, and definitely they will get opportunities by up to 2030. And still, here they show this much is a gap. Unmet demand is around 9,000, or it is 1 million. This is 1 million. That means it is a 10 lakh, and this is a 9 lakh. So this much would be the again gap. So we should motivate our student to go for all these technology, so that definitely they will get opportunities in this technologies. Now this is very important as per this. Now there is a shift from traditional job role to building composite capabilities that require an interplay of technical skill, professional skill, and domain skill. That means up to this, the recruitment were only on the domain skill, but henceforth the 3 types of the skills are very, very essential as per this your NASSCOM report, and that so that skills are like this. Learning priority, that is the technical skills. ALBDA, cloud computing, intelligent automation, IoT, and cyber security. These come under the technical skill. In addition to the technical skill, student must have knowledge about the domain skill. Suppose if the particular student is going to recruit for this your banking finance sector as well as insurance, he should have some knowledge about this your banking, finance, as well as insurance. If suppose he will get opportunity in retail side, he should have the knowledge of retail. If he will get opportunity healthcare, then healthcare, travel, utility. That means we should add something to their basket with this domain skills, because all these are computers, those students are acquiring these technologies, they will go and work with these different domains. So that what knowledge, skills required at the particular domain is also very, very important. So that we need to add through our some different case studies or through our the WAP and other things. We should put in their basket about what is banking, what is financial management, what is insurance, what is retail, what is healthcare, travel, logistics, utilities. And in addition to this, third component is the professional, that is the communicational skill, problem solving ability, digital leadership, project management, and design thinking. This is also very, very important. That means the student who has the knowledge with the three domain, then and then only he will get a good opportunities. So accordingly we should prepare them. Again, this is about the details about the technical skills. I will skip this, same thing. Now next one is about the telecommunication. That is specially for the telecommunication students. This is the second largest subscriber base. India has the second largest telecom network in the world. So this is important. Total subscriber base in the country stood 1,200 millions as on 19. That means you can imagine how much telecommunication has reached to the level with this population and the number of households. So this is the emerging area where students should grab the opportunities. Just I will skip. Now again, this is under telecommunication. There are three categories. One is mobile telecommunication, fixed line, and the internet. So here you will get opportunities. Now telecommunication trends. Now telecommunication is going towards the green telecom. That means they want to reduce the energy conservation. They want to switch towards the solar or the wind. And as all the electronic students already they have studied the semiconductors, all this solar PV technology comes to the electronic side. So they should develop that component, that is a solar PV system design development, that innovation in that, and by that they can contribute to the renewable energy as well as this green telecom. Now expansion to the rural market, it is expanding like anything, this telecommunication emerging as a broadband wireless, that everywhere at BW is there, and internet of things. So here our electronic student as well as computer student can contribute. So these are the big companies where you will get opportunities. So we should focus towards there. What are the requirements? Now this is the national policy for the digital communication. I will go hurriedly. Now next one is, this is central public sector enterprise. So around 15 plus lakh of the employees are working in this company. So this is the big list. You can go through the website. For every sector the list is there. Heavy, medium, power generation, power, hotel, to this finance service is there. Now telecommunication and information technology, Bharat Broadband is there, BSNL is there, Mahanagar, Millennium, National Informatic, Realtek, all these companies are there. Now another next one is the consumer durables. So this is also big market in India. So it is also called as a brown as well as a white market. Which consumes more come under the white, which consumes less comes under the this your brown. So this is television, CD, all these electronic parts. These are the manufacturing being sold in the India, and air conditioner, refrigerator. So in both the cases, all the students can go work for the maintenance, for the marketing, even for the manufacturing. So we need to tap that industries. Now this another one is the Indian consumer. That is how it has started initially, or I will skip this also. Now see here, this is production of major white goods in lakhs, that is refrigerator, air conditioner, washing, and by 2040 that refrigerator will be around 275 lakhs units. That you can imagine how much manpower is required for that. Air conditioner it is around 165, washing and laundry it is around 130. Like this is business is also given for all electronics, TV and other appliances, smartphones, color TV, flat plate disc. Here also will get opportunities for electronic students as well as computer students. They can work in that industry. Refrigerator, air conditioning, washing machine, electrical, mechanical as well as electrical can focus to this because it is core to the mechanical as well as electrical. And these are some of the companies. We should think about these companies, how will get the placement, all this. This is a big list of these companies. Now real estate. Now this is basically especially for the civil engineering students. Now real estate sector in India is expected to reach $1 trillion by 2030. That means big opportunity is there for the civil students. Now under this your civil, that is residential is the bigger one, around 80% is the real estate. So they should go and start doing ethical work as a civil engineer in this market. They should think about the ECBC kind, that is nowadays new compliances is coming for the residential building. They should think about the green buildings. So they should divert their attention from the conventional building to the some different. Now commercial space are going into increase, retail space are going to increase, hospitality is also increasing, the special economic zones are being constructed. So n number of the opportunities are available for the civil engineering student. No doubt initially there is a competition, the struggle for the civil engineering, but they can grab opportunities and they start doing the business. Now another is last one is that is fast moving consumer goods. Now this you may surprise where how will get opportunities and other things. Even at best of my knowledge at MIDC Kupwad as well as Varnanagar, here all such products are being manufactured. That even Bournvita is manufactured at Varnanagar. Chocolates are manufactured at Kupwad. Similarly, in every area, such a fast-moving consumer goods are being manufactured, and these are being sold in very big number. So there is again scope for this because of this young population and other. So we need to tap these opportunities at the manufacturing, at the maintenance, as well as here major is for the logistics. Here we'll get opportunities. So these are some of the companies: Bournvita, Colgate, Dabur, Emami. So many. This is big list is there where we should try for that how to grab that opportunities. And next one is coming to end now. Next one is about the MSME, micro, small, medium enterprise. With this COVID, actually now the people or the parents as well as students might think about instead of migrating to the bigger cities, it is better to start some business, some entrepreneurship. It may be in manufacturing or the service at our local place. So everywhere we'll find the industrial areas, industrial sector, MIDC or the local industrial areas. There we can start our own business. Earlier, the issue was of the banking and other things, but nowadays, because of the government supports, you will get good funding, that is finance, to start this your business. And instead of working somewhere else, you can start own business and you can provide opportunities to the other. Now, recently, government has changed the slab of the micro, small, and medium. Now, any manufacturing as well as service industry, up to investment 1 crore, it will be treated as micro. If it come under micro, you will get some additional benefits from the government, financial support from the government, taxation from the government. Even this you can register under the startup also. Those who are working at second year, students at second, third, you can think of this, you can have planning and you can proceed. So here around 30 to 40% employment can be provided or it is generated by this your MSME. So details are there. And this is the Sector Skill Council. Now already we have established the Electronic Sector Skill Council of India. Similarly, there are around 38 Sector Skill Council established by the Government of India. So you can visit any one of this website as per your interest. There you will get all the information about the potential job availability, what skills are required for the particular job, and then you can move towards this side. Now with this, now I came to the end. Now here at the end with all the briefing about this, or what are the options available for the manufacturing, options available at the IT, IES, even consumer durables, fast moving consumer products. And now you have to decide as a student, you have to decide where I want to go, whether I want to go for the core industry, whether I want to go for the pursue higher education, or I want to go for the computer related, IT related, that is IT or ITES, or I want to become an entrepreneur. So initially you have to decide this first. And once you decide, accordingly you can plan and you can proceed further. As per the requirement of the Dr. Punia, that is, you should focus more on the basics and concepts. And another, we are weak in the commercial, that is the financial. We don't know what is saving, we don't know what is investment, what is the spending. So that we need to understand, and we need to spend wherever it is essential. We need to invest in the education, invest in the different types of the courses. That we need to understand difference between investment as well as the spending, and saving has to be started. Saving is very, very important. Now we have realized how the government is in worst situation. Within 1 month, government can't sustain. That is because of the financial indiscipline kind of the things. It happens at the state level, central level. So that should not happen at our place. Always we should be ready with some financial good management discipline in order to for the sustainable manner. Next one is the further to improve the communication. Different MOOC courses are available. and YouTube available. In addition, you should do the drill. That is a practice, continuous reading, pronunciation, and with the practice only it is the possible. Next one is hands-on skills are very important. Whenever we go for the practical, whenever we go for the industrial visit, any project, we should do hands-on. That is, we call it as a motor skills, and we should have expertise in MS Office and some other courses, other related softwares. Now, every student must have understanding about knowledge about any language, some software and the technologies, because this is related to, because I have collected information from every department, but because of the time constraint I'm not going to read it. But every department has own licensed copy, software copies, but we don't have that much expertise in that particular license. At least the software which are available at a department level, we should practice it. We should have some expertise in that particular software, and by that you will get opportunities. That we need to do. So all the details are available with this. Now next important is planned efforts are required. If you are at second year, you should have plans for the remaining 3 years. If you are at third year, you should have a plan for the 2 years. And if you are at the final year, you have limited time of the 2 semesters. So accordingly, you should plan and you should work hard with some aim, either core research, ITIS, or the entrepreneur. Next is consistency in performance. That is very, very important. Always there should not be variation in our performance. Always that marks or the CGPA or the understanding, it should go on improving, at least at the minimum level. It should not go down. And recently AICTE has announced the major as well as minor. So you should choose wisely. Even at university level, we are finalizing major as well as minor. So initially you decide where you want to go. On the basis you select minor, on the basis you select the major, and by that you will get additional knowledge, additional skills, or the additional degree. Suppose some student mechanical with the minor in suppose computer or IT, mechanical with minor in electronics, so you will get additional advantage. But while selecting this your minor, you should understand your requirement. On the basis of the requirement, you can select this and you can complete. And next one is the case studies. Always we should prepare some case studies, and on that basis we'll get different knowledge. You can acquire the knowledge. So with this note, I end here because of the time constraint. Thank you. Thanks for patient listening. Aves sir, over to Aves.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for wonderful presentation on different domain like service sector, IT industry, real estate, MSME, and challenges in front of student after COVID. Also industry expectation. Thank you very much, sir. I request SD Patil sir to guide us student related with the admission process.